My name's Ali, and this is Sonic the Ioniq. Hi everyone, so this week we'll be talking about how I managed to get Sonic the Ioniq. What steps I took in order to kind of acquire this vehicle, and what I can do to help you guys perhaps get one of your own. So the first thing I did was drive out to my local Hyundai dealer and just to get a glimpse of the vehicle, see it in person and see how I felt about it. And obviously upon first look, it really looked really good, looked really slick. I loved just the design, and so I decided to take a test drive. Obviously the vehicle is kind of in short supply right now and high demand, so it's very difficult to find one in person to kind of take a look and kind of test drive. So that's kind of why I'm doing this video as well, just so you can kind of get a virtual test drive of the vehicle. So the first thing you get on your test drive is the key, and as you can see here, it has 5 buttons, about 6 buttons actually. Obviously you got the lock and unlock buttons and the trunk open button that you just hold down for 2 to 3 seconds. But really the unique thing about this key is the charging port button. So you just hold this button down for 2-3 seconds and it pops open your charging port on your car. Also, you have this button in the back as well. You can just press on it and pull the physical key out, and this way you also have a manual way of getting into the car and kind of starting that process. So while I was test driving, the things that really stood out to me most were the leather seats. For example, the leather seat was really comfortable. Right when you sit into it, kind of just sink comfortably into the seat. So something else that stood out to me was the design of the steering wheel. It's actually really good because it's not exactly a perfect circle. You have a kind of a resting place for your hand, say when you're at a traffic stop, a traffic light, or just in traffic. You don't always have to have your hand up here, so it's kind of a hand support, and that's really cool. It's a little kind of sneaks up on you, that really great design. So throughout the test drive, the passengers and the driver, you feel the car handles itself really well, and it's really comfortable, and you barely feel like you're going through any bumps or potholes in the road. It's a seamless drive, and really that's one of the biggest catch about this vehicle is the fact that you could be going at 20 miles per hour, you can be going at 70 miles per hour, or you could even be going through a very bumpy road, and the car just absorbs all those hits, and you're just very comfortable and just looking out and taking everything in. So the test drive went really well. I loved the car. I didn't exactly let the dealer know that I loved the car, but deep down I knew I loved the car. So we started talking about the numbers now. So going to your local dealership and kind of viewing and test driving the car is only really the first step. What I did and what I recommend for everyone to do is to come to this Hyundai website. Now, whatever country or state you're in, I think this website proves to be really useful for 2 reasons. One, you get to see all the vehicles you want that are available in your area. And 2, you really make sure that you get the best deal out of what you're looking for. So I'm gonna filter for the preferences I want for the car I'm looking for. So you have the option for different trims, different exterior and interior colors, and all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. And with all that, you get to see all the prices. And in the US, this is set up from the zip code from New York. This is just really to show you what's close by, what's nearby. You can also change it off of a radius, so you can do 50-mile radius, 250-mile radius. And because this vehicle is so rare, I definitely recommend casting your net as wide as possible, just so you can get a grip of what's available throughout your country. So from East Coast to West Coast, north of the country, south of the country. So once you've done all the filter process, you can kind of click on the vehicle that best suits your preferences and your price range and all that. And what I want you to pay attention here to is 2 things. First, I want you to know that the price on there is actually just the MSRP. It's not the final price, so you'll get a whole bunch of stuff added on top of that, including taxes and just market markups. So the second thing I think you should definitely do is make a note of the dealership name, who is selling this car currently, because the next thing you'll do is actually go into their inventory and make sure that they still have the car available in stock, and see how much it actually costs, after all the markups and all the taxes and all the local fees and stuff. And so this is what I actually ended up doing, and I ended up driving about 1,800 miles and saving about $12,000 total on the vehicle for what I would have gotten at my local dealership. So definitely don't be scared to kind of cast your net wide, far and wide, because if you really want this vehicle, especially right now, it's kind of tough to get a handle of, kind of tough to get your hands on. Just definitely cast your net as wide as possible, and do a little bit of research before overpaying or just paying for a vehicle that you don't necessarily love. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and got some useful tips. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and leave any comments or questions you might have in the comment section.